Team Amasian over here. I'm Kaori Takee with...
And Campia.
And today in Clue episode, we are going to talk about the crime documentary, The Imposter.
Bum, bum, bum.
So in this case, we know who did it. But we want to talk about this 2012 documentary because it is so weird.
Fucking bizarre.
It is so strange, like how it all happened, how it all unfolded. And right when you hit the end, you realize that there's more to it.
Yeah.
So this is going to be filled with spoilers, but I mean, if you read 5 minutes of Wikipedia, you would know this anyway. But I want to actually jump to the end real quick.
Yeah.
And do you think
that
the family killed Nicholas?
Oh my god. Like, what a dumb curveball. I think... No, I do not think they killed him. I mean, it was interesting for them to even throw that in there as a little twist.
Yeah,
Because I know you warned me when we started watching it, there's a twist, don't worry. And I didn't expect that. And the fact that they even looked into it was just like, oh, come on. Like, no need. I think unfortunately, we don't know how Nicholas actually disappeared and may be dead. We don't even know if he's dead, actually. Right. But we don't know how he disappeared. But I do not think it was the family that did it. Do you?
No, I don't think so. And I mean, and just to backtrack just a little bit to give you a little bit of more insight in case you haven't seen it. Nicholas was abducted in Texas when he was about, I think, 16 years old. Around that time, and then this French guy who was in Spain posed as a kid and posed as Nicholas and got flown back by Nicholas's sister and lived as Nicholas, and that's why he became the imposter.
Yes.
And that lifestyle didn't stand very long because it was just weird because he had black hair, brown eyes, and Nicholas had blonde hair, blue eyes. So he was just living as a high school Texan kid when he was a French guy. He had an accent the whole entire time. It was just a trip of a movie.
And he looked like he was at least 5+ years older than what the kid should have been.
And the idea that he was in high school with these other kids and even had a girlfriend really creeped me out.
I know.
Yes.
I know. Just the entire thing was just really weird and bizarre, and I can't believe it was even a true story. Watching it. If you told me this was just like somebody's fiction that they wrote because they want to tell a crazy murder, whatever. But no, this was all bizarre and real.
And even the FBI believed it for a while.
Yes.
They only started suspecting it because some guy from Inside Edition or something started thinking, wait, his ears don't match.
Yeah.
So there's that kind of threw that off. And then there's also the therapist was like, wait, this fool has a French accent.
Yes.
So how the hell do you have a French accent if you grew up in the U.S.?
Yes, I know. It's like there were so many things along the way that I'm like, come on, he bamboozled you. Okay, the next person. Oh, come on, he did it to you too. Like, and the one that kills me is the sister.
I know.
I mean, the sister, and look, it's heartbreaking as well because as the sister, you're yearning to get your brother back. Obviously, like your missing brother. There's a hint that he might be alive. Of course, you're going to jump on that, And she's the one who went to fly and get him and all that stuff. So I feel for her. But you would have thought in the first few minutes of them meeting, that she would have figured out that's not her brother.
I feel like I would.
Yeah.
I know,
I know my brother's right here, and I know that. You know what I mean?
I'm not missing.
You feel like...
Have you seen The Imposter?
Yeah, I have.
What'd you think?
A long time ago.
You think it was good?
I thought it was crazy.
It was crazy, right?
How he pulled it off for so long.
Yes.
And I think it's the people's hope, the family's hope, is what probably led to them believing it more than they really should have. From the outside looking in, you kind of see why? Like, why did they look into it more or whatever? And then they accepted it, but.
Did you think the brother had something to do with it because he died shortly after and he couldn't prove
I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember it that well, but I did think that swerve at the end of them killing him was them trying to make it like controversial or like where it didn't really even make sense. It's like HBO has the best documentaries where they can do that and it builds and it makes sense. This one, it didn't make sense at all.
Yeah.
I totally agree with you guys. Like, they wouldn't do
But
anything.
wouldn't you know, like, I kind of feel like if, well, like, let's say I just, like, go gallivanting the world for, like, 3 years and I come back and I look different, you would know if it was me or not, right?
I think,
like,
yeah.
You'd
Yeah,
at
for
least
sure.
have, like, a...
And it was not even like just another Asian. It was
Yeah.
like a different black hair, brown eyes, and French accent.
But the thing was, like, he
Older.
went missing.
Older,
He
the
went
nose
missing
was
when he
not
was
right.
younger, right?
Yeah,
He
Like,
went missing
yeah,
when he was
like
younger, like
teens.
5 or no, really?
yeah.
We
I
think-
thought he was younger
I
when
think
he
it was
was
like
missing.
13, 14, 15.
Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't that much older.
It was still a good documentary.
Yeah,
Yeah, like it was still like by the time he came back,
Interesting.
he was still like a high school kid.
right.
Yeah, I mean, but speaking of the good documentary, it was really well developed in terms of the cinematography.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
Just the way they had the actors looked a lot like the actors looked a lot like the actual
Yeah.
characters.
Yeah, like when you look at the cast, it was pretty good.
Yeah, so I mean, I was intrigued by this, and I like how it was only 90 minutes. It wasn't like too
Yes.
long. It didn't drag. It was short, and it goes by really fast.
Yes.
But yeah, it's crazy.
I just think, you know, you again, this is like one of those things where you think this is just made for some movie
Yeah.
or something, and then this actually happens. There are con men out there who, and they go into kind of like his mental state, and it's really interesting because he himself doesn't really even know why he does it, except that he's good at it,
Yeah,
and he's done it multiple times.
And they do mention that he always felt unloved, especially by his father, because
Yeah.
his father was like, "Oh, you're half Arab, but we don't like you," because his dad's a French racist person. you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
So he always felt like he didn't fit in. So that's like some craziness going on, and then
Yeah.
even just how he was like, "I know why I had to tell them that they killed Nicholas."
Yeah.
He's the one that's like insane.
Yeah, yeah.
Crazy. And now he has 2 kids or 3 kids and a wife, and I'm just like,
He has a
why am I
fucking wife.
single? Like, what is happening here? You know what I mean? I seriously thought that. I just completely irrelevant.
So, that's another episode.
Another episode of murderers get married before Kaori does.
And have kids.
And have kids, 3 of them.
Yeah. So, I don't know what to say except like it was just fascinating how it led. I like how he talked about every step of the way. Like, okay, so I found out that he looked like. First, I made the call. Then I found out he looked like this. So as they were coming to get me, I had to make my hair, like bleach
Get
my hair,
tattoos,
get a
da-da-da.
tattoo, blah blah. Like all
Hide
the
my
things they
face.
had to do.
The whole entire
all the
time.
things, and then the family kept thinking like, oh, he's just really quiet. Maybe it's just been too long, and that's why he's been so reserved. Blah blah blah. As they're driving him through the town that he supposedly grew up in, and he had nothing to say
I
about
know,
it.
it's crazy. It's so crazy. It's like, I saw pictures of him doing this, so I just did this the whole time.
And then, you know, like again, going back to the poor sister, it's just like any little thing she was grasping onto, like, oh, okay, this is him because he did that symbol, like that he used to do when he was a kid.
I
and
just
he
don't see myself doing that to my brother. I'd be like, you ain't my brother.
You know?
Yeah.
I know.
I don't know. I know. John mentioned at the end. He's like, I could see why they did that. I would die to like
Yeah.
see my sister again.
Oh, for sure.
So I mean, there's that perspective.
Yeah. You feel bad for the family, for sure.
Is there anything else? That's
just,
crazy.
Just is really bizarre, and it's totally worth the watch.
It's
like I'm so glad
totally
Corey
worth the
made me
watch.
watch it because again, like it's a good amount of time. It's not one of those like I don't know who it is. You know who it is from the get go.
Yeah.
But just kind of going inside the mind of somebody who would do that.
Yeah, and just seeing like his steps and what he was going through at each and every step of the way, from getting picked up from the sister about to get busted, hiding his face the whole entire time, playing a high school kid, and going
Yeah.
back to jail and being like, oh, they did it.
Yeah.
Like, it is crazy. The family seems a little loopy too.
Yeah.
All the FBI, Interpol, all those people. It's like, how did they fool everyone up until like this Inside Edition guy?
Yeah. And the therapist.
And the therapist.
Thank God.
You know, thank
Right.
God for that.
They're like, it's funny when they come to the realization at 2/3 into the documentary,
Yeah.
and they're just like, this is not him.
And,
you know.
it's funny because when the therapist called, I think her name was Nancy or
Oh.
Kathy. Whatever.
Kathy, I think the sister.
Not the sister, the FBI cop.
Oh, right.
When they called her and then she
Right,
calls
right.
the sister and
Yep.
she tells the sister, do not pick him up at the airport. Her ass picks him up at the airport anyway, takes him home.
I know.
And it just, there were like little holes where the mom refused to show give her DNA
Yep.
for a little bit.
Yep.
So there's some things that make me think, and this might be just because of that swerve, that Jason, the older brother, had something to do with it, and they're covering up for him.
Yeah.
But obviously I don't know any of this.
Yeah, and that's the kind of the sad part of it is you still have this open case of a missing
Child, he's still missing.
Don't know if he's alive, don't know if he's been murdered, what happened. Yeah, and I think that's the scary thing too, is that there's still a lot of unknowns in relation to the actual Nicholas who was missing.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in and tell us what other crime documentaries you highly recommend. I'm telling Anne that we should do The Jinx.
The Jinx.
The Jinx is awesome.
On the list.
But we're doing The Jinx, The Staircase. What's the one with the nun?
Oh, The Keepers.
The Keepers. So there's a lot on our list in queue that we are just so entertained by. But tell us which ones you like, and there's some British ones too that you gotta check out.
Okay.
Oh my God, these are so crazy. Thank you, Netflix, for keeping us alive.
I know, no kidding.
For real.
They know.
Yeah. All right, so don't forget to follow us at Team Amasian on Instagram and Twitter. And where can people follow you?
You can follow me at Ann Campia.
And you can follow me at KAORIOUS. Press that thumbs up button, subscribe, tell a friend a day, and comment below with some of your faves. And we'll talk to you later.
Bye.